Adam22 had on some perv buster guys, and in the middle of their interview, they called out Adam22. They got into a heated argument. Adam ended the live stream and deleted it. Well, now he's talked to Joe Budden about it and about what they were accusing him of. So I'm going to play this to give you my thoughts on it. But, oh boy, this doesn't look too good for Adam22.
Leads people to believe that is that there's an old blog post where I talked about the whole relationship with that girl, and I kind of like made a joke out of it at the time about the fact, and this is 2008, then I think I wrote about it. I made a joke about the fact that I, had been pretty interested in her before I realized that she was underage, right? So that's where a lot of this jokes come from. But nobody ever includes the next paragraph where I say, but she was underage, so I immediately ceased communication with her, which to me is probably one of the most important details in this, right?
Did you call that serendipity?
Well, the fact that I ended up in her exact city, that seemed kind of odd. Serendipity has probably too much of a positive context, but...
Adam, holy shit.
It's just murder.
You have a publicist?
I do.
Okay.
They should have told me not to use the word serendipity.
Well, y'all should probably work on your response to this stuff. You should not say the word serendipity, number one.
That's fair, but I'm just telling you what happened, though. I mean, what I just told you is exactly what happened. So
I know, but I want to unpack a little bit of this because I never knew that you fucked the girl. I thought this was a girl that you spoke to who was 16 when you thought she was 19. You found out how old she was, and you disappeared, and you got away from that because that can be very dangerous.
Well, that is true.
Let me talk.
Okay.
Especially dealing with a girl that young, number one, but they don't know shit about shit. They don't even know when they're putting somebody in danger, according to you. You said the girl was from wherever she was from, so she didn't know what she was doing, but you knew what you were doing. You said, right. I knew what I was doing, so I got away from her. Well, right. You didn't get away from her if by the grace of God, she ends up back in your life while she's now of age. You're spending the night at her fucking mom's house. What type of white boy pervert shit what are you talking about?
What is the pervert shit about dating somebody once they are legal and of age?
Because you know what it sounds like, and I'm not saying this is what it is.
Joe, I didn't say a word to her for 3.5 years in between that. It's like we just sort of ended up.
You waited for the girl. You waited for the girl, Adam.
Huh?
You waited for the girl.
I didn't wait for anything. We just ended up reconnecting later on.
How did you reconnect later on? The Facebook algorithm put the girl in your bed? You didn't know at that point that you probably shouldn't fuck the girl that you were talking to while she was 16 years old?
So because I met her when she was underage, I shouldn't have fucked her when I was over.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to you.
Well, in retrospect, I wish I had taken that advice. It would have made everything a lot simpler, right?
Well, yeah, if you isolate that, right? But then they have the little nasty tweet floating around where you talking about fucking young girls.
I had that seems like an exaggeration. I had some edgy, jokey tweets from like 2008 to 2012 or some shit that, a lot of those are pretty fucking embarrassing in retrospect. I know you do. I know that you remember Twitter back in the day and you know how fucking toxic it was.
It was bad, which is why I did a scrub of all the bad things that I had to say. But I'm not going to use the word edgy when talking about fucking little girls. I don't think that that's edgy.
Well, I think that's probably not 100% accurate. Do you want to quote any particular tweet?
I mean, I'm talking to you, so I don't want to pull up the tweet, but you know the tweet exists and you know it's running around.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some bad jokes from that era of my life for sure.
You don't still talk to this girl, do you?
No, I haven't seen her since, I don't know, 2009, maybe.
Are you aware that there are communities of legal adult men who are into that type of shit?
I mean, I don't know anything about that, but yeah, probably.
Lord have mercy, Adam. You've got yourself into quite the conundrum this time, buddy.
Is it really, though? This is the same shit from 2018.
You know what's ill about this? This is not the same incident as the one that we spoke about privately, right?
What did we talk about privately?
That allegation. I don't want to say because...
No, this is that. This is that girl.
Wait a second, buddy. No fucking way.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, you are a nut. Wait a second. So when did she say this? So you fucked the girl and then she said this when?
So I fucked her in 2008 or whatever, and then 2018 I signed a deal with Atlantic, and that was the first time that I got to find out that she was going to say that I raped her in 2008. So 10 years later, this accusation emerged from nowhere, and yeah.
But not from nowhere, because the universe gave you plenty of times to have nothing to do with this underage girl when she was underage. Then she got older.
Well,
fucked her. She
I didn't meet her until she was of age. Let's just make that perfectly clear.
Yeah. No, but you were speaking to her.
I spoke to her once before.
And you had friends that referred this girl.
Well, see, that's why I thought she was legal, is because I knew other guys that had hung out with her at the time, and I thought that it was, that was a good reference, but it turned out no.
You don't hear how that sounds like some kinky social club shit.
I mean, I know you're not like tuned into the punk world, but
I'm not.
There's a lot of people sleeping with the same people, I would say, especially at that time.
Yeah, well, don't bring punk world rules over to our good hip hop conversation, buddy. Don't you try it.
Well, I mean, it's probably the same in rap too. They're like the same chicks end up hanging out with like a lot of the same guys.
Man, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Okay, so is there a correct? Let me ask you this. Let me pivot. Is there a correct way to fire friends?
Okay, so, yeah, that did not look too well for Adam22. My thoughts on Adam22. I think this may be, and I cover a lot of people on this channel, this may be the most unself-aware person on planet Earth. And I talk about a bunch of people who lack self-awareness, but Adam22 might completely lack self-awareness. Now, getting into the whole thing, it sounds kind of groomerish. And this is from a while ago. I mean, the dates they're talking about, he didn't hook up with this chick until 2008, and she was 19, but he talked to her 3 years before. So in 2005... would you meet this chick off of MySpace or something? I don't know. And it turns out that chick then said that, he assaulted her. I guess no one's really buying it though, but I mean, yeah, this just doesn't look good for Adam22 at all in any way, shape, or form. But I'm glad that Joe Budden grilled him on it though. That was pretty funny. I mean, here's the crazy thing, too. I think it depends also what state you're in. Like in my state, Rhode Island, I believe the age of consent here is 16. So like Adam22 hooked up with a 16-year-old in my state, I don't think there'd be legally any problem with it. By the way, I'm not a creep and just know the age of consent in my state. We all know it in my state because of a very famous incident that happened here with a 16-year-olds who ended up working at a strip club, and technically they couldn't do anything about it. So they passed a specific law saying the age of consent is still 16. You just can't work at a strip club until you're 18. But I don't know. This does sound kind of groomerish. Like, you didn't talk to the chick for 3 years and then magically just found her again and hooked up with her when she was of age. But hell, I mean, to his point, I mean, there really is technically nothing wrong with that. I mean, if it is the way he says it, although something tells me Adam22, like, it's not that he's a full-on liar, but he only gives, like, half-truths. So, like, hey, I talked to her once, and then 3 years later, just ran into her, and we banged. Like, really? Is that really what happened? Just a big coincidence? I doubt that, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't think this guy has the greatest self-awareness. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.